Hello, welcome back to the podcast. I don't know how long this is going to be because I only have the one topic for right now. So if you see a cut in the middle of this, it's because I paused it because I ran out of stuff to say. So yesterday I made an episode that went up on Patreon as a bonus. So if you're interested in watching that, then you can go to Patreon and it's under the third tier and above. Yeah, so that's a bonus episode, and then also me and John released an episode a few days ago, or about a week ago at this point when you're watching this. So if you want to see a cool little episode involving me and my friend that's longer than usual, then that's available for you to watch. So I wanted to talk about, I've talked about it before. I wanted to talk about the YouTube ad blocker revolution that is YouTube basically cracking down on people using ad blockers. And by the way, the spooky lighting, sorry, I'm using a laptop to light my face. So, because I don't have lighting. So, um, I talked about how, the YouTube ad blocker window popping up in the middle of the screen, is annoying. And I used to argue that, YouTube Premium, and I still argue it, YouTube Premium is too expensive. And like other websites, they should just allow the ads or, bake them in at this. Don't, stop people from using ad blockers. Just bake the ads into the video player itself, like Twitch. I've not seen a single ad blocker that can prevent an ad playing on Twitch. So, that's what they were doing towards the end of last year. They were doing the classic, when you're reading an article and a pop up blocks up and you can't continue. After that, that's what they were doing. And, as you can see right here, YouTube Premium is $13.99 a month. And I can't find anywhere in my budget where I can actually afford that. But it seems that now I'm going to have to find room in my budget to afford this because I now cannot watch YouTube anymore reasonably, like without disabling everything on my Chrome web browser. An extension that is on the Chrome store, I can no longer operate with because of this. There are some articles about it from PC Gamer and 9to5google.com that talk about this. But now, when you use Google Chrome, or not Google Chrome, now when you go on YouTube and you have an ad blocker enabled, YouTube detects that and it sends an artificial lag to your computer. So it's artificially slowing the site down so you can't use YouTube normally. What it means is that stuff will load slower, the player starts to lag out. If you click the actual video to like pause it, the packet is sent in a really weird way, so it registers as like a double click or even a triple click. So it'll full screen and then pause, or it'll just full screen. And then I've also noticed that typing comments is incredibly difficult. Trying to just click and load a YouTube video is extremely slow. It reminds me of when I had really slow internet a few years ago. And according to PC Gamer, based on their testing, that it seems that that pretty much YouTube will then send stuff over that will increase your CPU usage and pretty much kill Chrome entirely, is what they say in the article. They say in the article that they decided to test it. They noticed that having YouTube open with an ad block increased the CPU usage around 17%. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. It says on the Chrome Web Store that it boasts 60 million users. This is the article I'm talking about. This is where they talk about, the impact on your CPU from using an ad blocker, and they do call it draconian. So you can see what step or what side they're taking in this. And yeah, I feel like there should be some kind of ethical thing against blowing up your users' computers because they have an ad block installed. I know a lot of like extensions that just have ad blockers built into them that, you know, pretty much are rendered now unusable because of how YouTube reacts to you having one. I've yet to find an ad blocker that this doesn't happen with. It kind of seems like this will be the death of using ad blockers on YouTube. I've I remember reading that the new like web protocol was gonna bring forth this kind of change. I just didn't expect it in this way. And like apparently, according to this article, a lot of people were freaking out, thinking it was something wrong with their computer. And and yeah, apparently, according to YouTube's communications manager, according to the article, it said that users will keep seeing issues like this as YouTube's ad blocker detection methods improve. So, pretty much they're forcing your hand and asking you to buy premium. And here's the thing. I've used what used to be YouTube Red before. And it was okay. It was only like, I think at the time, maybe $7 a month. I don't remember. But now it's, $14 a month. Now, look, this is a ridiculous price because, look, you get no ads. Okay. Download videos to watch later when you're offline. I have unlimited data, so this doesn't really matter to me. Background play so you can watch while using other apps or with your screen locked. The watching when you're using other apps is already a thing you can do on pretty much any phone. Apple now lets you do it, and you don't need premium to do this. So I don't know why this would still be on the page for it as a benefit. I guess you can lock your phone, and that's the only benefit, unless it's members content. So just remember that if you're a member on a YouTube channel, you can't do the background play thing. Except for the use other apps. That one does work. Stream all the music you want. Now, that's only if you use YouTube Music and not any other music service. I have Spotify Premium, so this does not matter to me. So let's see, out of all of these, only one of them matters, and it's ad-free YouTube. And if you ask a lot of people, this is going to be the only thing that matters to them. A lot of them already have a music streaming service. More than likely, if they have YouTube Music, they already pay for the thing that makes YouTube Music worth it. So a lot of people are just here for this. And for $14 a month, that's insane. I'm sorry, but that's crazy. These websites are out of pocket 1,000% lately. Amazon is increasing their price for Prime Video because they want to start showing ads on Prime Video. I'm sorry. What were we paying for before? Wasn't the whole point of streaming services to get rid of ad-supported content and to just be able to stream it right to our computers? Why are we now having to watch commercials on top of paying for it? It's just cable at this point. Dude, Disney Plus went up in price again. I have Disney Plus, and look, I paid the initial annual fee in 2022. I bought Disney Plus, and premium didn't exist yet. And I got like grandfathered in to premium, which then broke my account for an entire like 6-month period. Then I got billed again. Like it was like $30 more. So I think it was like $110 was how much I needed to pay for Disney Plus Premium. Then right after that, now I'm going to have to pay $140 to use Disney Plus. Let me go look. Make sure I'm actually right on that. as far as I'm aware, I'm going to have to pay, let's see, account, billing. So I paid $80 when I first got it. This was July 2022. Then I paid $110 in July 2023. Now I'm going to have to pay, where is it? $140 a year for Disney Plus Premium. And if I don't want to pay that, it doesn't even want to tell me how much the ad supported. I guess there is no ad supported yearly. If I want to watch Disney Plus with ads, it's $8 a month, which would be. All right, we're gonna pull out the math here because now this is just turning into a general rant about streaming service prices. This is ridiculous. Oops. I forgot I have all my stuff keybound. All right, let me timestamp that so I can censor my billing. Or does anything even show up on here? No, it doesn't. All right, we're good. None of my card info's on here as far as I'm aware. Right? Yeah. All right, we're good. So 8 times 12, that's $96 a year for no ads. And if I pay the monthly, which is $14 a month, by the way, same price as YouTube Premium. The monthly for Disney Plus, that'd be $168 a year. And then the annual is $140. That's still insane, dude. That's still crazy. This used to be way cheaper. Let me remind you, in 2022, I paid $80 to get Disney Plus. That was just in general. There were no ads. Now they're getting extra greedy with it by making me. What they should have done is kept the $80 tier and done like a $60 tier with ad support. That's what they should have done. It's insanely greedy that they are making me pay $140 a year for a no ad Disney Plus when I originally paid $80 for just normal Disney Plus. And people just allow this to happen. They just take it. That's what they do. They just take it. They think it's totally reasonable. Oh, they got to pay stuff. Look at how big their profits are. Do their prices really need to be that much? Why do they need those massive profits that when you check their like finances and everything that they choose to let you see, they're just paying the guys at the top all that extra money. It's a little bonus for the guys at the top that don't do anything. Why are we paying all this money? Why am I paying for YouTube Premium? I know YouTube was hemorrhaging money for a long time, but YouTube Premium being $14 a month for just simply not having ads on content that's already pretty much free. $14 a month just so I don't have ads. Not so I can watch the content, just so I don't have ads. They don't even make YouTube Premium original content anymore. That's what would have made it more appealing, is if they paid creators to make the YouTube Premium stuff again. Like the YouTube Red Originals. Remember Vsauce Minefield? Like, why am I paying $14 a month to watch free videos with no ads? Shouldn't there be like other stuff involved? You know what I mean? Like, if I'm paying all of that, Disney Plus Premium, the $14 a month, at least you can make the argument, oh, well, then you get to watch all that content, while otherwise you wouldn't have been able to. You know, why? There's nothing else in the thing that's going to convince me. I mean, look at this. Let's look again. What other than the ad-free stuff? What else is worth the $14.99? This doesn't matter to anyone with an unlimited data plan. This doesn't matter to literally anybody, because you can already do this part. This part might be appealing to people that watch video-supported podcasts, but then you would just go listen to it on like a podcast app or something. And then this, most people already have a music streaming service. So what is worth the 14 a month on this list? So yeah, eventually I'm gonna have to get this, and it's just so I don't have to watch ads, and that's it. Like, what other benefit am I getting from? What's the annual or family plan? Annual plans. I want to see that. See, look, 140 a year. I can pay another 140 every January. I can pay 140 for no ads. Oh, and it just said to me it won't automatically renew. I have to go in and do it myself. You only get the 1 month free if you do the monthly subscription, by the way. That's probably what I'll do. I'll do the 1 month free and then do the yearly. It just doesn't seem worth it. And like the Prime Video thing, dude, Amazon is like the richest corporation on the planet pretty much, and they're asking you to pay extra for no ad supported content. Give me a break. It should be whatever you're paying already, and then there's cheaper tiers with ad support. That's what you're. That way, you're convincing the people that can't afford the current price, and you're still making the same amount of money. Not price everyone out of the no ad supported tier, and then they just don't want to pay for your service anymore. Nothing's on Prime Video that's worth that, by the way. The only thing I watch on Prime Video is Reacher, and then once this season's over, I'm done. I'm out. Nothing else on Prime Video is worth it. You could argue The Boys. Okay, that's like a month of subscription if you wait a little bit. I don't know. It's just ridiculous. I remember when all this shit was super cheap. I remember when YouTube Red came out, and it actually seemed like a decent deal. And now it's like YouTube Premium is just expensive out the ass. That's it. And here's the other parts of it. So the people that pay for Premium, if they have an ad blocker, they have to disable it on YouTube, because YouTube will still throttle you even if you're paying for Premium. How awesome is that? If you're paying for YouTube Premium, they will still throttle you with an ad blocker enabled. So you still have to disable it anyways. And guess what else YouTube Premium doesn't include? Any sort of membership content. Yeah, memberships are a whole different tier of stuff you have to pay for. And memberships don't include ad-free. If you have a membership to a YouTube channel, you still get ads on that YouTube channel. How insane. Their whole system's busted. With YouTube Premium, you should get a few additional perks than just ad-free. You know, and I know then you're going to argue, well, they have the background play stuff and all that stuff. You already know what I've said about it. You know, that stuff is useless to most people. Almost anyone I meet now has unlimited data. It's rare I meet people that don't have unlimited data. I've had unlimited data for a little over 3 years now. I feel like around that time is when people started making the transition. You know, I guess you could argue that young college kids, or people in their mid-20s in this current economy maybe can't afford that kind of plan. But I feel like most people are addicted to their phones, that they're willing to like weigh out the consequences of something like that. Like they're willing to pay for the slightly more expensive phone plan. So that's what I'm saying. Like that feature is useless. I used to use that feature actually when I was in because that feature's been a feature of it forever. When I was in early high school, I used to download like 10 videos that I wanted to watch throughout the day, and I would listen to them in class. And it would be like music, or it would be like stuff that like a YouTuber released that I didn't have time to watch the day before. I remember, here's a deep cut. I remember I took the risk, and on the bus I downloaded the Leafy Content Cop when it dropped. And once it was done, I watched it. on the bus until I got home. That was like a big deal when that dropped. And that's what I'm saying. Like the download thing's been always been a part of it. And back then they used to do the no ads. They used to do the download feature. I don't know if they did the background play thing at the time. They might have done the background play thing. And then they had YouTube Red Originals. So like Minefield, for instance, from Vsauce. All that stuff is free now. Like you can watch that without YouTube Premium. It has ads, but like you can watch it. But back then it was the YouTube Red exclusive, so you had to buy YouTube Red, and then you could watch Vsauce Minefield. And I believe Good Mythical Morning had their own thing, or they might have. That might have just been a YouTube original, but I think they had their own YouTube Red thing. I know Game Theory had their own thing. PewDiePie had his Scare PewDiePie series. Just to show you how old all that stuff is. But all that stuff is free now because they don't do that stuff anymore. They canceled it. There's a website called Killed by Google. The Google Graveyard. And let's see. And it's literally everything Google has killed off. And on here are like YouTube Go is on here. That's kind of funny. I'm trying to find the YouTube Red originals. I found this website when they killed off Stadia. Because Stadia was on here when it was killed. Yeah, there it is. YouTube Originals. Killed about a year ago. YouTube Originals was a variety of original content, including scripted series, educational videos, and music, and celebrity programming. It was over 6 years old. I believe this is what they renamed it to YouTube Originals, but it used to be called YouTube Red, like YouTube Red Originals or something like that, or YouTube Red Shows or something like that. And they were funded by YouTube. Here's another thing I didn't know they even still had was YouTube Stories. That lasted for a really long time. Because I don't remember ever seeing them on here. Like after like 2020 or no 29 after 2019, I never saw a YouTube Story, and I don't think I was ever given the feature. But yeah, let me see what they were originally called. YouTube Red Original. Oh, there's still like a channel for it. There's still a YouTube channel for it. It hasn't been updated in a while. I guess they also renamed it to YouTube Premium. Yeah, look. YouTube Red Original Series. They literally used to do YouTube original funded series. Here's a Wikipedia page listing all the shows. Not that I'm going to know who all these people are, but let's see. This is... Oh, they're sorted by genre, too. YouTube Premium, formerly known as YouTube Red, is a blah, 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 blah. Oh, wow, they announced 2 years ago they were shutting all this stuff down. I'm just using this as an example to show why YouTube Premium is not really worth it anymore, and that the price going up did not need to go up. Oh my god, I forgot Cobra Kai was a YouTube Red original and got moved to Netflix. My god. Yeah, Lies on Demand was a popular one that people knew about, mostly because of how notoriously kind of bad it was. Let's see. Like, there's a few people might actually recognize. I wish it said, like, the YouTube channel that made this stuff. Unscripted? Secret Life of Lele Pons? Good lord, man. Yeah, this is all stuff YouTube funded using YouTube Red. Yeah, Scare PewDiePie, Matt Pat's Game Lab, which I think I watched a few times. There's like a parkour episode that I watched of his. Minefield is one of the best YouTube originals to ever exist. This show was so good. So good. Escape the Night? What is that? Joey Graceffa revived for a crowdfunded movie? That's crazy. I'll talk about the Minefield stuff in a second. I just want to see what else on here I might recognize, because wow, even he had a YouTube show. That's what I'm saying. Like, when you paid for YouTube Red or Premium, this is all the stuff you were getting that people that didn't have the service didn't get. So you got all this stuff. And now that they've canceled it, now they have the gall to charge you $14 a month. YouTube Red used to cost $10 a month. $10 a month. That's how much it was in 2015. And you were getting Google Play Music, so YouTube Music. Saving videos for offline viewing. So the same 2 tiers we already have. Ad-free, there's another one. I don't see anything about background viewing, but that might have been a part of it, I don't remember. And you also got the YouTube Red Originals. That's a big one. Now that that's gone, how do they justify that price tag? That's how they used to fund that programming, was through this. How do they justify the higher price tag for less benefits? You know what I mean? How does that even work? I know it might seem like I'm rambling, but it just seems like it just really seems like they're doing too much. Yeah, they raised it to 11 in 2020. That one article thought it was still 10, by the way. That PC Gamer article, I think it was, still thinks it's 10 in the article. I think that's just a guy going off memory. I don't think he like actually looked to see what the new price is. But it's 14 now. And you get less. Like, let me look up Minefield. Minefield from Vsauce. Watch now. Free on YouTube. Here's all of season 1. I can click these right now, and I don't have YouTube Premium. It used to be locked under YouTube. You would click it, and you'd get the trailer. That's what it used to be. Let's see. There's one that... I think Isolation is the one that convinced me to watch it. There you go. You know... Isolation's the one that convinced me to actually watch this. It's the first episode. It's where he locked himself in a room, pretty much, and like forced himself into isolation. But I can watch this right now. You know, for free. You used to have to pay for that. So why they stopped? I guess they were maybe losing money on it. But like, if it's $14 a month right now, give us some original stuff to watch that normal people can't. It just doesn't seem like the price tag is worth it. I don't know. Am I nuts on this one? Is that unreasonable for me to hold that opinion? He did 3 seasons. I think the 3rd season was free, if I remember correctly. I think that's when they stopped locking it behind a paywall. The YouTube Premium experiment, YouTube Red, like, really didn't last that long. They kind of gave up on it, like, very quickly. Yeah, like, this is what I'm saying, man. They canceled the thing and made everything free. Then why would I ever pay? By the way, here's the YouTube channel. I'm not even gonna finish the sentence because I keep repeating myself, but you get what I'm saying. Here's the YouTube channel. It hasn't uploaded in like well over a year. It's clearly dead in the water. What's up with all the Pope stuff? What the fuck? Man, this is just odd. Wow. Yeah, YouTube Red Original series. I don't know. That's my opinion on that. I feel like YouTube Premium is way overpriced. And the treatment that they're giving people with the whole we're gonna start throttling your processor. We're gonna start throttling it so you can't use your ad blocker anymore. I feel like that's a load of horse shit. You know, I just feel like that's super fucked up. I don't know how much money Google's blowing through, but like, there's no way that there's no way they need to kill all these projects like this. Yeah, here's the killed by Google website. So with everything from the latest thing that's going to be killed off to the oldest. So like they're going to kill off Jamboard at the end of the year. Google Podcasts is going to be axed in like the summertime. I guess this is normal Jamboard. Google Domains is was killed off. Google or YouTube Stories was killed. I don't know what that is. Google Currents, Google Street View, just the standalone app. I guess that one makes sense actually, because it's kind of obsolete. You know what else is obsolete? The Google app. Remember how hard they used to advertise that? Who needs one app for Google? That's why you just get a web browser on your phone. Like I use Chrome on my phone. Who's gonna get the Google app? I hated those ads, dude. You know, who needs the Google app on their phone? It's like I think Bing even has an app. They're like, get Bing. It's like, why would I want a one web engine, like one search engine as an app on my phone, taking up space? This makes sense, and the Google app should be the next one on this list. This was a mistake. I don't even know what that is. Google Hangouts is dead too. Because now Gmail has like their own little messaging service. Google Surveys? I never got to use that. YouTube Go, which that one clearly wasn't popular enough for me to know about it. Oh, Google Chrome apps. So like all those little apps that it downloads on your desktop whenever you get Chrome. Wow. So yeah, this whole website is just stuff that Google's destroyed. Like Google Toolbar for Internet Explorer. That one's dead. This is a lot. Google Play Movies and TV. I forgot Google Play was pretty much executed like a sick dog. Because there's just like no functionality for it anymore. Like YouTube Music pretty much replaced this, as well as YouTube itself. You can rent movies and TV shows and even watch some of them like with ads on YouTube. There's a good benefit. You can watch TV shows that are free that usually have ads. I think you can watch them without ads. But like I feel like with YouTube Premium they should give you like tokens maybe to unlock, like to rent certain movies or shows for a month. And then you know, after a month you lose access unless you reuse your tokens on it. So you get like 5 tokens a month. So you get like 5 movies or TV shows to watch a month for free with Premium. For free. I don't know, App Maker was the thing. Man, that sounds kind of cool. Half this stuff you don't even know about because they don't ever talk about it. Google Play Music, there you go. The whole thing with Google Play is killed off. YouTube VR. Interesting. Oh yeah, this one's one of the most controversial. The one that lets you have people write captions for your videos. That one was a bad one to delete. That one seems really weird that you would get rid of this, because I know a lot of YouTube channels that had community captions, and now you have to give them like way too much access to your YouTube channel to have captions be written on videos. Yeah, that's just an example of Google Fiber TV. Interesting. The AdSense mobile app is deleted. That's weird. Yeah, that's just an example of some of the stuff Google has murdered over the last 20 years or so. YouTube messages. Oh my god. YouTube for the 3DS. That's pretty funny. Does anybody remember YouTube messages? You used to be able to like DM people stuff on the YouTube app. If they ever brought it back with all the data still in there, I have like videos and stuff that me and my friends used to share with each other. And that didn't last long at all, but I remember using it. YouTube gaming, yeah, that one didn't last long either. That was kind of weird. YouTube gaming was such an odd attempt at a gaming oriented like platform, trying to compete with Twitch, even though if they had just made it better, it would have survived. All right. Let's move on. I wanted to do an album review. So, in 2000, I'll give you a little bit of backstory as to how I know about this artist. He's pretty popular. In 2018, I was in a friend's car, and he used to take us to school because he lives right next door. And he was playing an album called Process by Sampha on his radio. He played it a lot. And I can't play it, obviously. But, here, let me show this screen. I could do this on Spotify. The app. You can zoom in. So here's the album. And these are like some of my favorite songs. I love these songs. Under is my favorite song on the entire album. I think it's super underrated. No pun intended. And I have this album on vinyl. I found the only copy of it in a record store. Like, it's not the only copy ever. I mean, like, that record store only had one copy. I bought it, and they've never bought another copy of it. So, you know, I do really love this album. I think I even have a download code for all the digital files in this album. But this album's great, and I love it. And recently he released this album. I can't pronounce that, so I'm not even going to attempt it. But I wanted to review it. So I think he originally released Spirit 2.0 before all of this, and I really liked that song. And after listening to this entire album, I have some thoughts. And I liked Only as well. That one also came out before this album, and I liked Only. But I have thoughts about the actual album. I would give, like, Process, I would give like a 9.5 out of 10. That album's like damn near perfect. This album I would give more like a 7 out of 10. And that's me being like probably overly generous because I like Sampha. So I'm probably a little too biased. But this album just felt way too repetitive. Like, and me and my girlfriend talked about it. You know, like, I like this song. Suspended is probably my favorite song on this entire album. I love Suspended. I like Only. But I don't know how I feel about all the other songs. And like, this song is not necessary. It's not even really a song. It's just someone speaking. I feel like it was just put on there because maybe he had like a contractual obligation to make the album 14 songs long. Same with this one. This could have just been tacked to the end or to the beginning of another song. But so these two tracks, they could have been either, included in another song or left off the album. Um, but overall, I didn't like this album that much. I know it's seemingly pretty popular, has millions of views or listens, but I wasn't a huge fan of it. I just felt like jumping from song to song, it felt very the same. Suspended, Spirit, and Only sound very unique, and obviously these two interlude type tracks sound um, different enough. They're just not very good on their own, and they're also not very long. But everything else feels very samey, and that's a huge difference from Process, because Process, every song feels different while also feeling like they all belong together on the same album. Every song feels like it belongs together on the new one, but they all feel like they're the same. And like once you've heard a few of them, you've heard the whole album at that point, which is really sad because I was anticipating this album for a long time. And look, maybe if I listen to it a second or third time, it'll grow on me. But I was anticipating that album for years, like 6 years at this point. And it was just kind of a letdown, I guess. Like I don't want to be super harsh on it. It's not like a bad album. It just felt very uninspired. I don't know. It's hard for me to like hate on it because I do like his music, but this album is just so much better. I don't know if it's because it's cooked longer, like it's been here for long enough, and maybe I'm just a bigger fan of this genre. But like every song feels different. Like this one is super calming and like a nice, slow, soothing start. And then this one is like intense and you're like getting into it. And same with this one. This one's like a fun intense. And then this one's like a nice like the piano. No one knows me like the piano. This one's like a nice slow, cool down from the other songs. Clearly the most popular. Damn. And then Take Me Inside is like a nice little, you're picking up a little bit more. And same with Reverse Faults. They all have their own vibes. And they all serve a different purpose. And then Under is just one of the most unique. Under is just one of the most unique, like beautiful songs I've ever heard. And you should go listen to it. It's great. And Timmy's Prayer is like a very interesting type of song, and I like it. I'm not saying I don't. I'm saying it's very interesting. And it has a very slow build up, but it's very good. And then this one you might have actually heard before. If you've ever seen an ad for like Sonos speakers, then you've heard this song. It might be Sonos. I don't remember. There's a speakers ad that used this song, and it's like a kid in his bedroom. He's like crying while holding a speaker, and then his mom comes in and comforts him, and then this song is playing. Ad. And then What Shouldn't I Be is such a beautiful, slow, kind of sad song when you really listen to it and like read the lyrics and everything. But like this album is almost completely perfect. If anything, it would be perfect. I don't know why I'm saying it's not, but I'm just trying to be like charitable and say that it's like a 9.5 out of 10. But this album, it just feels too like, he cooked a bunch of these songs in a few sessions, and they kind of kept the same vibe throughout that session, and didn't really think to change it up a lot. It's not bad. It's just there's too many songs that sound or serve the same purpose, and they all kind of sound samey. So 7 out of 10. It's still a good album. It's just not what I hoped for. I'm a little let down. But Sampha's great though. He has good music. There's also I didn't know about this bonus edition album until recently. These two songs are also pretty decent. But I agree with leaving them off of the original. So, all right, that was my little album review. Let me Spotify back to normal. God, it's gonna bother me. I guess that's how it looked before. I'll say that this is how it looked before. The way that I have it zoomed in right now. What else was on my little list? I think that was it. That was everything on my list. Damn. Thought I had more than that. Well, that's kind of sad. Well, I legit thought I had way more on my list. I had the YouTube stuff and the album review. I'm kind of shocked that I dragged the YouTube stuff out as long as I did. I guess I was just that mad about it. But yeah. But I'm not gonna end the episode at 45 minutes. I'm tired of doing episodes that are sub an hour or like under 50 minutes. So quick pause. So I never came up with a topic other than just giving, I guess, maybe some final words on the ad stuff, because that was a big part of the episode. I know that ad blockers have been an ethical dilemma for a long time. You know, is it stealing? Is it pirating? And stuff like that. And I've heard content creators talk about ad blockers and how, like, a lot of them don't really care because it doesn't seem to affect their ad rates. Meanwhile, other content creators think it's like the end of the world. There's going to be like thermonuclear meltdown if you use an ad blocker and everything. And I know YouTube Premium users actually give a lot more revenue to creators when they watch a video. But from the statistics I've seen, not a lot of people use ad block on YouTube. And I would say it's very strange the lengths they are going to stop ad blocker users. I would love if YouTube released their numbers, if they haven't already. I would love to know how much revenue they actually gain from this move with the whole throttling if you're using an ad blocker thing. I'd love to see the difference, see if the effort was even worth it, because I know after the buyout from Google in 2007, Google was like basically hemorrhaging money to YouTube. Like, YouTube wasn't making them anything. They were like a money drainer. So Google was pretty much funding that whole project, mainly because of the benefits of it. You know, the swap over to internet based content in the late 2000s, and how it was starting to bleed viewers away from normal cable TV. The video player itself is all over Google stuff. Like, Google Drive uses the YouTube video player. So, you know, it's very obvious that YouTube was a very valuable asset to Google. But I would assume YouTube is making enough money now where it's worth it, right? Like, where it's actually maybe not turning a profit, but covering its operating costs, because it just feels like there's too much advertising tied up in this platform for it not to be making anything, right? So I'm wondering if there's going to be a very big difference with the ad block thing kind of going away, because, you know, Twitch doesn't really have ad block protection because it doesn't need it, mostly because the ads are baked into the stream, where most ad blockers can't tell if it's an ad or the actual stream. And so you'll usually get an ad before a Twitch stream if you're not subbed to the channel. And I don't think there is any kind of Twitch Premium like equivalent type of subscription service. I believe it's just a user by, it's like a streamer by streamer basis. But most ad blockers can't really detect if there's an ad or not on that platform. So I'm not sure why YouTube isn't just doing that. So then that way I don't have to go in and like turn everything off just so I can use YouTube. I don't know, it just feels like there are better ways for them to go about this. You know, like, bake the ad into the video. And I wanted to mention this because I said it on the bonus episode, which it's never going to be seen by anybody on YouTube. So I'm going to repeat it here. Before I started that episode, I wanted to put this Ryan Hall stream on. Ryan Hall is like a weather YouTuber slash TikToker, and he'll report on major weather events that are happening around the U.S. with a big focus on the Midwest and Dixie Alley. Mostly because that's where most of the tornadoes are. That's where a lot of the extreme weather events are. And, that's also where a lot of the hurricanes occur. So that's kind of his like bread and butter. And, this stream is where he was covering all the tornadoes that were going on, the big surge of them. And obviously I watch them because I live in that region. So I kind of need to know these things. But so I wanted to put it on in the background so that way it would be in the background when I'm recording the episode. And I click the stream, and it says, and the new YouTube update on TV is it kind of broke the ad system for a while. So instead of accurately telling you how much longer you had on an ad, it was kind of fucking it up. So it'll tell me like it said skip in 58 seconds, and I go, okay, clearly it's broken. It's happened before. Clearly it's not showing me the right number. It'll say in like it'll just either end the ad before that ever happens, or I'll get a skip like soon. So it says 58 seconds. So then that ad ends, which is to be expected. Sometimes I get a skip on the second ad. So that ad ends about 10 seconds in, and the second ad starts, and I go, okay, I guess I gotta wait a little bit longer. Second ad ends about 10 seconds later. A third ad starts, and I go, okay, I've gotten a third ad every now and then, but not usually. But whatever, I've gotten a third ad before. It's not that big of a deal. So I wait through it. That ad takes about 15, maybe 20 seconds. Then a fourth ad starts, and I go, a fourth? With no skip? That's a full minute of ads, if that number is accurate, on the bottom. This is the fourth ad. It lasts about 8 seconds. Then I get a fifth ad. And I'm like, a fifth? And that's when the skip button shows up. So the fifth ad's playing, and then the skip button finally shows up. So it really was not kidding when it said skip in a minute. But then the timer resets to 38 seconds. So if I hadn't skipped that ad, there was a possibility I would have gotten a sixth, a seventh, and maybe even an eighth ad. So not only is YouTube doing the going after ad blocker thing by throttling your computer or giving you the pop-up in the middle of the screen, but and also charging you $14 a month to actually get rid of those ads. But now they're possibly showing up to 5 or 4 unskippable, with the fifth being skippable ads. And if you don't skip them, the possibility of up to 8 ads in total. I don't know if that was a one-off bug, but I have a feeling it wasn't, because I've never had that happen before. And there have been occasions before where I've gotten stuff like that, like a third ad, and I think, oh, that's weird, maybe that's just a bug. And then it happens again down the line. So I will update if that happens to me again. But I got potentially the possibility of maybe 8 ads. I should have just let it keep going, because that was a weird enough situation. I should have just let the thing keep going and see how many ads I rack up. But I counted 5 before I clicked skip. So that was a very weird situation. I remember when I was, and I told this in the bonus episode, but I remember when I was a freshman in high school, that's when they introduced playing 2 ads. I believe mid-rolls already existed, but I think it was like around the time the adpocalypse was starting to brew, and they introduced doing double ads on videos. I remember that. That one was like, everybody was like flipping their lid. They're like, oh my god, we're going to have to watch 2 ads. And it ended up not really being that big of a deal. Like 2 ads is pretty normal now, but more than 2 ads, including mid rolls, is enough. I used to get, dude, I would watch like a 10-minute long video and get a mid roll like every 1 to 2 minutes on here. Like that was like a few months ago. That had to have been a bug because that's just ridiculous. There's no way a YouTube video that long should have that many ad breaks. TV shows have one big bulky ad break in the middle of them. That's enough. So, anyways, that's going to be the end of the episode. I have a Patreon, which is where that bonus episode is. I have a Discord, which I occasionally put stuff in there, and it also has the episode feed in it. And I also release these somewhat weekly. I try. So, yeah, if you want to watch more, listen to more, think about subscribing. Think about, we're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So you can also go and listen on there if you want a video-less, audio-only version of the podcast. On the Patreon, I release the episodes early. I started doing the video early as well. I don't know how much longer I'm going to do that because it does take a long time. But yeah, so that's the end of the episode. And all right, I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.